What is going on? So I've had quite a few people ask me, how am I liking my Bai Mirror 15 needle embroidery machine? And so I wanted to give you my honest, I guess, like 1 month review of the machine since I've had it. So this is the Bai Mirror 15 needles, and so far I am really loving the machine. I would say the one con, so yeah, let's jump right into it and get the cons, get the bad stuff out the way. So the one con that I have so far, and yes, only one, is that I can only add 5 mighty hoops. So that's truly the only con that I have right now. So there's only room in here when you go in to add any additional hoops. There's only space for 5. So maybe, hopefully down the line with a software update, hint, hint, Bai, that y'all add, or that they'll add more spaces so you can add additional hoops. So right now I have 6 mighty hoops, and then I have one actually en route. I already got the tracking numbers on the way, so I'm gonna have 7. So what I did, 2 of my hoops, I was kind of able to match up with 2 of the factory hoops that are already built into the system. And so I was able to get my center point and get all of that good. So those 2 hoops I didn't add in. So the rest of my hoops I have started adding in. I haven't added in all of them. But so that's the only con that I have, is that you can only add in 5 additional hoops. Another thing, it's not a con and it's not a pro, at least for me, is the laser. It does come with the laser, and let me move my needle so you'll be able to see it because it's over there. So it does come with the laser, so it's not like an additional purchase or something that you need to get separately. It comes already on the machine, and this is it right here. Hopefully you can see that. So, and it is magnetic. So right now it's snapped onto the side, but you can move it, you know, however you need to. I haven't really set it up to be centered or be aligned because I just go off of my hoop and then my tracing, and then I mark my center point, or, you know, wherever I needed to stitch out, things like that. So having a laser isn't a major deal breaker for me, or it wasn't something that I'm like, I got to get this machine because of the laser. So now if that is something that you prefer to have, just know it does come with the machine, so that could be a pro for you. Let's see, that would be, again, that wasn't a pro or a con. It's just something that I don't see myself really using, at least not at this point. And the hoops. Other than that, when you do get the machine, it is pre-threaded. So they will have threads and they'll be tied. And so you just untie them. You'll take your thread, tie it in a knot, and then you will just pull it through. So you'll just tie it here, cut it tight, the 2 together, make sure it's tight, and then you'll just pull it through and it'll go, you know, through. Or you can just go ahead and thread it manually. I did have to thread one of mine manually because I didn't tie one of mine tight enough, and so I went through the process and it wasn't bad at all. So it is pre-threaded. You will have needles on there. I did switch my last 3 needles. Those are the ones I switch out, those colors. Those are my needles for hats. I have 8012 titanium needles in the last 3, and now that's a huge pro, is hats. So my last 3, like I said, those needles I use for hats. And when I tell you I've been stitching hats at 700 to 800 stitches per minute, no thread breaks, no issues at all. Man, when I tell you, that was the biggest pro for me, is that I could speed up the process and get hats done faster. Sold. Sold. Like, I didn't have to know anything else. So that is a huge pro for me. I'm sure anyone else out there that may be considering doing hats or that currently do hats, this machine is a beast when it comes to hats and just regular flat embroidery as well. The screen is very user friendly. So the screen, and I like how they have it kind of numbered for you. So it has 1 pattern, so it's letting you know, select your design. 2, color, select your thread color or colors, and then 3, select your frame, so select your hoop. It also has some favorites down here, which is your settings, your axis, and then your needles. And I love that they have the applique button right here as a favorite. So if you do a lot of applique, because I do, you can, this is where you would just press that so it'll stop in between each layer. So your placement stitch, and then it'll stop, and then your tack down stitch, and then it'll stop, and then it'll stitch out your final stitch. So that, I really like that that's right there. And then the scissors is right there. It also has a frame out. It has an applique option. So if you are doing applique and you just want to cut your fabric or material away while the hoop is still on the machine, you don't have to take it off. I normally just take mine off and cut it at my table and then put the hoop back on the machine. So that is a pro for me because the screen was so user friendly. When I tell you now, I'm just hitting all kind of buttons and stuff, and hit my ready and hit embroider, and I'm good to go. So the screen is very user friendly. So if you can work a smartphone or a tablet, you can work this. Simple as that. The stand. I do like that the stand came with a shelf at the bottom so you can set stuff on there. Previously, with another machine I had to go to like Home Depot, cut a piece of wood, and then put it on there, and it was still like a little bit wobbly. So, but this one comes with a shelf that you can lay down so you can set your stuff on there. And the brackets. So the brackets in the hat driver, they have the same size screws. So you don't have to worry about having two different size Allen wrenches or Allen keys. Like one for your brackets, one for your cap driver. They're all the same size screws. So that I really like as well. And the machine is not really loud. I mean, it is a commercial machine, so there's going to be some noise. But if I'm in here embroidering at night, it doesn't bother my husband while he's over on the other side of the house in the bedroom sleep. So I do like that it's not really, really loud. But again, there's going to be some noise because, I mean, look, it is a beast. Other than that, those are, like I said, those are only two cons that I had. Well, one's a con, one's kind of like, it's just there. The laser, I'm like, it's there, that's cool, but am I going to use it? Probably not. But those are the only two things. Overall, I really like the machine. I haven't had any issues. All my needles were great. I had a couple thread breaks. I adjusted my tension, and I was good to go. Another thing, when you get the machine, you will want to definitely do your tension test to see what needs to be adjusted before you just start stitching out anything. So make sure that you, in the H test, they already have it in your designs. So all you have to do is hoop up some material and let it stitch out. Let it stitch out the first time, look at it, see what needs to be adjusted, and then go back and redo it and kind of just turn your knob a little bit at a time. So I would say maybe like a fourth, don't turn it a ton. Don't turn it like a full circle or anything like that, because then you may end up with your tension being far off. So just take your time when you're doing the tension. I think I did like probably 6 or 7 tension tests because I wanted to get it like perfect. Well, not perfect, but good. Really, really good for me. So that is another thing that you want to take your time with, the tension. Once I had my tension set, the day after the machine was delivered, the following day, I was already embroidering. And the first thing I started on was a hat, and then I did some shirts. So I'm loving the machine. I have absolutely no complaints. If you're thinking about it, getting a Bai embroidery machine, do I recommend it? Definitely. 10 out of 10. I have absolutely no complaints at all. I'm loving the machine. Bai's customer service is amazing. I've already been using their RichWord threads and stabilizers and all their products already. So it just made sense for me. But if you do have any questions, anything that I didn't talk about, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer.